2025. This is HOA Today. HOA Today is a live stream on community associations, community association living, primarily in the United States. And it is about various current events, whatever really is in the headlines. Soon we'll have some other topics and bringing in guests and also speaking about specific properties through a subcategory of world's richest communities. Right now, and this live stream is brought to you by Zayuk Smart Property System. Zayuk Smart Property System is a software and inspection service that gives property owners, specifically HOA and condo owners, a platform to maintain the information surrounding their property. That can be meeting notes, that can be financials such as collections, managing collections, overdue assessments, distributing money, invoicing, contract management. We have a contract management system that integrates with invoicing in your work orders. So living in a community becomes more data driven, and you can remove documents. Documents are very difficult to manage and to organize. And in the age of just technology, having e-signature contracts that you hold that you can reference is better than having these very modular pieces of software and having difficulty bringing them all together. Zayuk gives homeowners a platform to bring their vendors into, so that their vendors now come to them and they can maintain that property through managers, through roofers, any vendor. Additionally, with our inspection service that creates a digital twin, you get your reserve. It pairs with a reserve study, so it is a reserve study inspection that actually creates a reality capture additionally. So a survey grade level 3D model of your property, giving you the tools to visually understand what's going on. That can be your living reserves being in a 3D modular platform. That can be where your contracts and where your invoices are being spent. That can be various issues, where your work orders currently are, what your history of work orders are, many things. And this tool gives two very powerful contexts, one for homeowners, managers, vendors. So you can begin to integrate that with your request for proposal system, your proposal system, and have vendors begin to bid on contracts and understand the context of what they would do work on before they even get on the property. And that's where it's hugely beneficial, where you can actually distribute that context out. And it creates an environment where data is being communicated without even working for it. You don't have to, it takes less effort from the user, and that's what our goal is, to give you better awareness with less effort. So we will go through some current events now. So this is from The Scoop by Anusha J. One owner within a home built a tree house in their backyard. A passerby filed a complaint with the HOA, and the homeowner had to bring it down. We've already said that, Reddit is a haven for people who are frustrated with their HOA to air out their grievances. So this story was posted on Reddit. There, depending on the tree and the tree house, so again, this is what one user wrote, quote, if you're cited by your HOA, check your state's laws regarding HOAs. This individual state laws, if they enforce one violation, they have to enforce all. Yeah, well, they have to check their state laws, the CCR's rules and regulations, their own governance items, and determine none of this is legal advice, and I'm not a lawyer. But there's appropriate protocols. You go to your HOA's governance, your state governance, your local municipality's governance, and if you still can't determine it, speak with a lawyer, hopefully a lawyer that specializes in homeowner associations, and determine based off of the governance across all those different levels of government, HOA, local, state, federal, what the rights you hold are. And that, again, we spoke about it. Two things yesterday: governance and clear communication. Governance is a primary feature within Safe. We have a voting system that doubles as anonymous or non-anonymous in case you want people to have the votes and the ballots and the voters aligned, or if you don't, we do anonymous or non-anonymous. And we also have a integrated rule set. So you define your rules and your policies in the app, and through that definition can integrate those rules across your work orders, your violation system, your delinquency systems, and your RFP system in case you want to bid out changing rules to different lawyers or something. It's a highly integrated system. And governance, again, is a primary feature. So we also give you a public-facing website where you can begin to offload all of your maintenance on maintaining rules in the public display. What I mean by that is our software gives you a public-facing site with your description and a rules section. So your rules are available. Now it's difficult because people don't read the rules, and additionally, people don't respect the rule or they purchase into a community. And that is a very important thing. And I think through everything in HOA, respecting the rules that you're purchasing into are very important, because there are a set of liabilities and standards and protocols that you as a homeowner in this homeowner association are set to and held to, and that's a legal obligation which you signed into when you purchased your home. And most people don't understand that well enough or respect it. And unfortunately, it's, again, an obligation. So we'll continue. Homeowner gets malicious complaint for doing rooftop yoga. This is by Basaki Mishra in Scoop. A formal notice from their HOA after the neighbor complained about their rooftop yoga practice, calling it inappropriate public displays. The homeowner asked for the bylaw. That's it. It was complained that there was a religious aspect to it as well. So the argument from the complaint was it was a public religious display and in a family community and encouraging dangerous behavior. And she hadn't broken any rules according to the bylaws. That is a situation that is highly contextual. None of this is legal advice, and I'm not a lawyer. Yet, that situation, is it in the bylaws? Is there anything in other issue that's interpretable? If the HOA may have a bylaw related to safety and endangering people or themselves, that could fall into that. None of this is legal advice, and I'm not a lawyer. So again, you have to review the actual governance documents, the local documents, because in the state documents to determine if there's anything that is against the rules there. Here's another Reddit post. Where was looking to handle maintenance work on a tub over a drain plate. The homeowner said they could have been done it themselves for $5 and complained that they are now being charged for $200 fix. Highly contextual situation, depending on who owns what parts of the property as far as liability, which is usually defined in governing documents. Okay, everyone. This will be a short live stream brought to you by Zayuk Smart Property System. Zayuk is for HOAs and condos. We give homeowners platforms to understand their data, distribute their data, validate their data more effectively. It is difficult for HOAs to handle a lot of issues over dates that they face, especially as the infrastructure ages around us. So maintaining that information is more important than ever and easier than ever with modern technology. Consider reaching out to Zayuk if you have any issues, if you own an HOA, if you'd be interested in your board possibly adopting a tool that gives the homeowners more insight, more data, and better understanding of their platform. Thank you so much.